Hey, my name is Juan Morales, and today I will discuss about the importance of network password security policies and enforcement. Um, Passwords are one of the most basic forms of security. They are also one of the most important. Weak password policy support enforcement can lead into significant vulnerabilities, exposing private information and systems. In this presentation, I will talk about all the potential risks associated with password security, standards, and how to avoid these risks and using strategies to avoid these kind of things to have safely precautions. First thing I'm going to talk about today will be using the same password to many other systems. Using the same password across multiple systems or applications increases the chances of an attack. If one of the account is compromised, attackers can potentially gain access to all of the systems where the same password is used. To try to avoid this race, users should never reuse the password across different accounts or systems. Each account should have a unique and a strong password. Um, Using password management tools or password verification software to detect reused passwords. These tools can scan and identify weak or duplicated passwords across your system. So these kind of tools can be very helpful to try to avoid these kind of problems. The main consequence is the attackers can gain access to multiple systems using a single compromised password. This increases the potential damage from the breach. Second thing will be lack of multi-factor authentication. Even with a strong password, the lack of multi-factor authentication makes it easier for attackers to gain unauthorized access, particularly if the login information is stolen. Um, Make sure that all of the important accounts, mainly those that need remote access, have a multi-factor authentication set up. At least two authentication methods, such as a password and a temporary code given by tests or an authentication app, should be required by multi-factor authentication. Um, Make sure the multi-factor authentication is configured properly and is active for important systems on a regular basis, checking the settings and the audit logs for errors or misconfigurations are two ways of doing this. Um, with a multi-factor authentication, a breach of just one password can lead to unauthorized access to sensitive system and data, even if your password itself is strong. Third thing that I'm going to talk about today will be non monitoring unsuccessful login attempts. Systems might become exposed to phishing attacks in which hackers attempt several password combinations until they try to find one that works. If you unsuccessful attempts are not tracked or limited, um, when there are questionable patterns like several unsuccessful attempts from the same IP address or in just a few minutes of time, systems should monitor unsuccessful login attempts and generate a notification. Make sure there are alerting systems set up to inform administrators of any weird login behavior. Keep an eye on system logs to spot possible attacks attempts. Without monitoring, attackers can guess passwords without detection, potentially leading to account takeovers or broader security breaches. The fourth thing I'm going to talk about will be weak or difficult password reset methods. Incorrectly made password reset techniques or those without strong verification can give hackers access. For example, hackers might be able to access a user account by changing their password. That can be very bad. So Password reset methods should require multi-factor authentication and other forms of user verification, like a code sent to a message or an email or something like that. Um, Ensure that the password set process includes the secure verification steps and follows best practices for authentication. Regularly test and review the process of identify potential weaknesses. Weak password reset systems can allow attackers to easily reset and take over user accounts, getting sensitive data. The fifth thing that I'm gonna talk about will be poor user training awareness, and this will be the last thing I'm gonna talk about in my presentation. User errors might breach even the best technical controls. Users could use weak passwords or fall for phishing scams if they don't know how to spot phishing attempts or how important it is to have a strong password. Password recommendations like coming up with a strong password, avoiding password reuse, and spotting phishing attempts should be consistently taught to people by companies. Introduce regular training programs for users and measure their effectiveness through phishing simulations and periodic testing to ensure users understand the risk and the following secure practices. A consequence, users that ignore secure precautions are more likely to use weak passwords, fall for phishing attacks, or reuse passwords across multiple devices, all of which affect the security of network as a whole. So my conclusion of all the things that I'll talk about will be network password security is very basic, but it's very essential um, for anybody or any company. We can significantly reduce the risk of account compromise, unauthoritated access, and human mistakes by putting strong password rules and enforcement procedures. Important actions consist of using unique passwords for each account, enabling multi-factor authentication for sensitive systems, monitoring unsuccessful login attempts for unusual activity, strengthening password reset process with secure methods, and educating users on best practices for password management. We can maintain a safe and durable network environment, lowering the risk of breaches and ensuring the protection of sensitive data through applying these standards and continually monitoring how well they work. And this should be the last thing that I'll talk about today. So, thank you for your attention, and if y'all have any questions or if y'all don't understand something because of my English, well, I'm happy to answer anything. Thank you.